Hello everybody, welcome back. This is Dsgnsbyrc, and today I'm bringing you guys a tutorial on how to design like USC. So today we're going to be recreating this design right here that they made, and this is my design. So yeah, let's get straight to it. Okay, so for this first part, we're going to create a new layer. We're going to go to our paint bucket tool over here on our tools. We're going to select the color white, just go full white, and then click and get a white background. We're gonna go to filter, camera raw filter. We're gonna go to basic, and then lower down your exposure. Let's say around there, like around -1.7. I'm gonna go to effects, grain. Put up your grain to around like let's say around 35. And yeah, that's gonna be your base layer. And for the next part, we're going to go ahead and create this this gradient square right here. So we're going to create a new layer. I'm going to go down to your shape, and I'm going to go ahead and just copy this right here. Make that there. Okay. See there. Now we're going to go to your fill. We're going to go right here where this gradient is at. Create a gradient on this bottom. I'm gonna click on it. On this far left one, we're gonna go with a orangey type of, yeah, like an orange. And this one on the far right, we're gonna go with the yellow. So around, I say I think around there, that should be good. Okay. For the next part is going to be to add the players in. So get the players you're going to use, go on Getty Images or just straight up on Google and get your players from there. I already have mine here, so I'm just go ahead and get them from this folder and put them on here. Okay, now I have our players. Oh yeah, so what I did to cut them out, I just did the quick selection tool right here, and I press select subject, and it should do a pretty good it's a pretty good method to just mask out your players, or you could use a pen tool and do it more precisely. So yeah, for the next part, we're going to add this like type of glow that they have behind them, behind all the players and in front of them. So yeah, we're gonna go in between. For the first one, we're gonna go in between these two players. So you're gonna go ahead and clear a new layer. You're gonna go to your brush and select a color from the gradient. Just select the yellow from the gradient. We're gonna go to our brush, and yeah, we're gonna go hardness all the way down and float to around 10. I'm gonna go ahead and brush right here. Just brush it a little bit, just so it gives it some depth to the picture, and they don't just seem all like together. And the next one, we're gonna go in between these two, create a new layer, same thing, paint over. For the next part, we're gonna create shadows for the player right here. You're gonna want to go ahead and create a new layer right under that player. Go to your brush, go to your black brush, and then select this little circle right here. You can just squish it down. We're gonna go to around, let's say, yeah, I think around right there, like 135 or so. Same thing, hardness to 0 and flow to 10. So zoom in right here, and then go ahead and just paint in just a little bit right there, and a little bit on this back foot right here. And then we're gonna go ahead and make the brush bigger. Put it around, around 400. We're not gonna do too much for this one, just a tiny bit like that, and that right there looks good. If you want to, you can lower down the fill. If it looks too dark, go down in the fill until you think it looks the best. So yeah, that right there is best. And then the next part is gonna be, go ahead and add a camera raw filter on all of them. So you go ahead and add a filter, go to filter, camera raw filter. What I did for these guys, especially in specific, I I went to color, browse, modern. I picked modern 4. I went back. Then you can just mess around these to just whatever you prefer. If you want to go down the exposure, right here I would go down the exposure a little bit. Maybe bring the contrast up. Highlights, bring them up a tiny bit. Shadows up. And then whites, bring them down a tiny bit. Blacks, bring them up. And then just go ahead and add a bit of texture and some clarity to it too. If you want to, you can go ahead and do some color tuning on them. But I'm gonna leave the most of it for the end of the design. You're gonna want to go ahead and do that for all the players in the design. Okay, so the next part is going to be we're gonna go ahead and add this text right here, the 101 and then the best. So yeah, let's do that. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and do that 101 text and click right here. For this font, I'm not sure what font like specifically they did, so I just used the one that's closest to it, which was Integral CF. I think that's the closest one I found to it. And for the color, you're gonna go into like a dark gray, not like fully black, but around a dark gray, around there. If you want to use this exact one, it's gonna be 20 20 20. So yeah. So it's gonna go D, turn, and then go ahead and do 101. I have to put a space right here because that's how they have it right here. It doesn't go all the way over here. It doesn't go all the way over here. So place that around, I think here. That's where they did. Maybe put a little higher. Let's see. A little higher, a little bigger. I think that right there should be good. Okay, so next we're gonna go ahead and add this like script type of text. So let's go ahead and do that. For this font, I used a font called High Spirited. All these fonts, you can find them on the font. I'll try to leave them all linked in the description so I can go ahead and download them. So the first letter is capital, and then the rest are just, yeah. This is going to be a bit bigger, so put it around there. And as you can see here, they used like a stroke on it. It's not just pure black, so they don't like match. Put it around, yeah. Maybe make it a little bigger. Yeah, so they did use like a white stroke to it. So go ahead and go to stroke, add your stroke, and the color is gonna be choose a color from the background. Yeah, and that right there should be good. I used around a size 4 for this one. And yeah, and I think that right there looks pretty good to me. The next part is going to be add this right here, the players in college football. And for this font, they used again, I don't know what font they exactly used, but I'm gonna use this one that's pretty similar to the one they used. It's called Grotesque. So do that. We're gonna go on caps lock, players in college football. Okay. As you can see, that the players and the football part of them are kind of spaced out a little more than the middle ones. So I'm gonna go ahead and space them out. To space them out, you're gonna want to highlight the players and football. So you just left click on it, drag, highlights them, and then gonna go ahead and go here, which is a VA. Put it up to around I think 240 right there looks good. And then highlight the football part of it too. And then go to around right there. 100 looks good right there. Okay. You might want to go ahead and space out the lines too. So for that, you're gonna go ahead and go here. There's the two A's, and then just space them out a tiny bit. Right there should be good. And yep, that right there is good. Next part of the design is going to be adding this text right here. And so again, they used a font called, well, actually I don't know what it's called again, but this is the one that I found that is pretty similar to it. It's called Cochin, I think that's what it's called. We're gonna go get it. We're gonna use the italic one since it looks more italic on here. So yeah, move this over a little bit and then smaller. Let it go. NO.1. For the size, I used, I think it was 12. So go here and go to around size 12. Actually, might be bigger. Yeah, I think it might be bigger than that. Yeah, it's gonna be bigger than that actually. No, it's gonna be 18. So we're gonna go ahead at 8. I'm gonna go ahead and go with 18. And then we're gonna go ahead and add this number 27, 39, and 44. There, that right there should be good. And they did have this one, the top one highlighted, or like more bold. So we're gonna go ahead and highlight this and go italic, bold italic on this. Yeah, that should be good right there. Then we're gonna go and add this like square right here that they had on it too. So for that, you create a new layer, go to your squares, the fill, I'm gonna use no fill, and go right here where this white square is marked off, stroke, and then we're gonna use the color right here. Wait, nope. So go here and then choose the same color that you use for the text. Should be good. And then create just a small square around this right here. That's good. And then to make it have those like rounded edges, click on these little circles and then just bring it in, just like that. And that right there should be good. Next part, we're gonna go ahead and add the players' names. We're gonna use the same font we used for this right here, for this text right here. So we're gonna use that same, the Grotesque basement font. So yeah. Okay, that is going to be the text part of this design. And I'm noticing the background is a bit too dark, so we're gonna go back to that background layer, which is I'm sorry, I'm so disorganized, but we're gonna go to image adjustments and I'm gonna go hit it with some exposure. Yeah, I think that that right there is good to me. So yeah, that there. And for one of the final parts of it is going to be to add let me see. Bring this up again. We're gonna add these logos. I'm not gonna add the signature or that peace sign because I couldn't find that peace sign, and I'm not sure what to add as a signature. So I'll go ahead and add that USC logo and that Nike logo. You can search them up on Google and just get them from there too. But I'm gonna go ahead and get them from over here, which is the Nike logo right here. And for this part of it, you just make them pretty small and then make them look. Okay, let me show you. Zoom in here. There's a line that shows where the middle's at. Just put them a little bit to the left of that line that's in the middle. So it'll make them like hit right like in the middle. Just make them hit that edge. And we're gonna clean it up by deleting some of these glows. These like, yeah. So we're gonna go to these layers and see which layers are the ones that are causing this madness right here. Delete that. What I mean for this, all you're gonna want to use is what's this tool called? The rectangular marquee tool. Yeah. So you just, if it is that you left these glows right here, like me, you just click on that layer where you have the glow. Drag, left click and drag on that part. Line it up right there, and just hit delete, and it deletes it for you. And I think that right there is good. So that is pretty much the full design. The last final touch you're gonna want to do is add some camera raw filters. So create a new layer, go to image, apply image, and then they use a bit of like a more, I guess like a vintagey type of look to it. So we're gonna go ahead and try to do that with our design. Go to camera raw filter, go to color, browse. We're gonna add a filter so it makes it like that vintagey type of look. And I don't remember which one I used really. I do not remember which one I used. I think it might have been this one. Yeah, it is this one. So I used Martin 7, and then I went back, hit it with the basics, go down the exposure a tiny bit, bring up the contrast a tiny bit. Oh, excuse me. Highlights, bring them up a decent bit, and then shadows, bring up a little bit. You're just gonna want to play around with the sliders, and so you see what looks good to you. You know, not every design is gonna be the same, so don't really just copy these. Just go to your preference. Just use your preference. And we're gonna add a tiny bit of texture and a decent bit of that clarity, so it gives it that like, gives it this nice pop to it. Okay. And we're not gonna mess with vibrance really. We'll go ahead and go to curves, and then you could either go right here and move them like this, or you can go to the sliders right here and move them manually. Move down the lights a little bit, bring up the darks and the shadows, bring them up a decent bit too. Detail, give it a like bit of sharpening, like 10 sharpening. And then for the not the final part, but one of the final parts is we're gonna go to color mixer and then play around with these until you like what you see. So I'm gonna go down to negative 25 oranges, bring them down a little bit, negative 17 yellows. I think I'm gonna keep it where they're at. And yeah, so that's it for that. And for the final part, it's gonna add some more grain on it because they did use a decent bit of grain on their design. So I think around 40. Around 40 looks good to me. So yeah, and then we're gonna add a little bit of vignette. So put it down. I think 20 right there looks good. It gives it just a bit of darkening to the sides. If you did too much, it looks a little weird. So don't do too much. That's why I just did 20. So yeah. So that is pretty much it. So this is their design, and this is my like redesign of it. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you learned anything from it, I hope you learned something from it actually. And yeah, comment down below if you have any questions on anything really that has to do with the design. And yeah, either comment or DM me on Instagram for any questions you might have. I'm gonna leave my Instagram, my Twitter link in the description, and also link the fonts that I used for this design in the description. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and yeah, have a great rest of your day. God bless you all.